I'm Bev Osborne and I'm one of 6 children. My father was Philip Leong. Well, my grandfather, James Leong, left China in 1917. He travelled from the Guangdong province in China to travel to Australia. In the 20s, he decided to travel up to Townsville and ended up buying a little corner store on the corner of Charters Towers Road and Acker Street. And that's where he started the business, where the Hermit Park shopping village is today. And when Philip had finished his schooling, he came over to Townsville in 1936, travelled by boat to be with his parents. But he studied first in his little village, Sun Yat-sen village, and after that, yes, they asked him to come over, probably to help in the store. In 1944, my father was given the shop because my grandfather James decided to go back to China with his wife and left Philip in charge of the store. Now, during that time, Philip had the vision to actually grow that store. So he decided to build and actually buy the properties alongside there. We lived in the house next to the shop, but he wanted to buy right along there because he had the vision and perspicacity to see that. So he knocked down our house and built our home on top of the store and knocked down that building, then bought another block of units, and then the Salvation Army Hall was there as well, and bought that and proceeded to knock that down. But this was after he opened the store in 1959, the first self-service shop in Townsville. The highlight of his business was in the 1950s with the opening of that Hermit Park store. All of his customers were invited to the grand opening, and a huge 4-tiered cake was made especially for that by one of the Mrs. Schultz, one of his customers. And it really was a grand opening because people just flocked to it, and it was such a grand occasion. He was very happy with that. Well, the staff were very loyal. He just kept the same people year after year. And I think he instilled in them loyalty because he allowed the girls to make their own uniforms, design and create their own uniforms, so they're very proud of that. And also he had theme weeks, for example, Western Week, and the staff would get dressed up in Western gear, and the theme went throughout the whole week. Then he'd have Education Week, things like that, just to build up staff morale and fun times. So they were very special times, they were, and they stand out in my memory. I think he worked very hard, and we also did too. He was quite clever because he recruited child labour. That was us. We had to work during the school holidays, weekends, whenever, and we didn't go away on holidays during the school holidays like most families did. We stayed and worked in the store, which we loved anyway. We enjoyed that. The funny stories that I can recall was when I was in primary school, so it was really through the eyes of a little child. I thought, I wonder why I'm so popular, you know, everyone's saying, can I come and play with you, come over to your place and play with you? And I found out the reason was that my father would give out ice creams and lollies. So that's why, but it was fun anyway. And they'd always ask the question, can you really go into your shop and get lollies and chocolates? And I'd say, yes. Growing up in Townsville was initially hard for us as well, going to school and being different, I guess, so very difficult. And difficult for my mother because we would learn English, of course, at school, but she spoke to us in Chinese and we'd defiantly answer back in English. So that was a challenge for my parents. Oh, well, it was very sad when my mother passed away unexpectedly and untimely in 1968, and leaving all of us 6 children, and my father had to continue work with the store on his own. She was fondly remembered by the staff for her contribution, especially during stock taking times when the staff and the reps would stay afterwards and we'd have a big party, and my mother would cook up beautiful Chinese meals for them all. Yes, so that was the saddest time. None of us decided to take over the business. None of us we couldn't fill in those big footsteps, so we said no. And at the time, in the 1971, I think, or thereabouts, Woolworths was just trying to find out, you know, about the store, and they knew that it was successful, so they were sort of hovering around. And by 1981, my father did sell the business to Woolworths, and as he quipped, he gave it to them. Oh, my father did accomplish a lot, and he was very respected in the community for his economic and commercial contribution to Townsville's economy, because he actually employed hundreds of people as well, so that was something in itself. He did help the Townsville community, and we're very proud of that.